The most important thing to our lives, and especially to our lives in the desert. Without water, we wouldn't be able to live the lives that we do currently here in Tucson or anywhere else in the Arizona deserts. So tonight we're going to go over cap water and the importance of the water that is provided through the Central Arizona Project, which is pretty much stands for CAP. Quick introduction. This is what we're going to go over tonight. Pretty much what is cap water? What is the importance of cap water? Why do we need it in our desert environment? Negative aspects of cap water. There's always positive and negative things to, the things that we have in our lives. So we're going to cover a little bit of both. And also the future and a little bit of tips on conservation as far as what we might be able to do so we can keep cap water coming into our deserts. A brief introduction of what CAP is. CAP pretty much stands for Central Arizona Project, which is the single largest resource of renewable water supplies. As you can see in this diagram, it's kind of shows what type of water we use in our state. 43% of it's groundwater, 32% of it comes from CAP. So as you can see from here, it's very important and vital to our desert living. Every year they carry about 1.5 million acres of water to southern Arizona, and that water is sent over to where 80% of the population is, which is pretty much Maricopa County, Pima County, and Pinal counties. The water comes from Lake Havasu and some other places like Lake Powell, and it goes through everywhere, 336 miles worth of aqueducts and canals. So the reason we're here tonight is to talk about the importance of cap water to our environment. Since we already are receiving cap water in Arizona, it's essential that we, keep using this water since our groundwater is limited. When you do deplete groundwater sources, that creates problems in the environment and can cause serious issues like sinkholes and wells to dry up. And for example, if you use cap water, like I said before, it helps conserve that natural groundwater that we have built up throughout the year. And another example is Tucson. Recently, surveys said that we use 74% of groundwater. So that's a really high number, and I believe that we should be using more cap water in order to reserve that groundwater that we have. Some negative aspects of cap water is, cap water does destroy groundwater pipes. They're not meant for that type of piping, so it deteriorates it at a faster rate than groundwater would. Many people don't trust drinking cap water. They believe that it's not safe for drinking, which it is. One of the solutions that people have proposed is to stabilize the pH levels of that cap water in order to make it safe for drinking. Another negative aspect is that there are some laws in Arizona that prevent cap water from being used in residential areas just because they haven't fully developed those piping systems to support that cap water. And if they were to change that type of piping system for cap water, it would cost the city a lot of money to replace all those piping systems to support the cap water. A little bit of conservation tips on what we can do to, help out our environment, and so we won't be using a lot of groundwater, and so we can at least use more cap water, is get rid of green lawns for apartments and houses. they do take up a lot of water, and that would save a significant amount. Using reclaimed water at golf courses, which they do throughout the city, but I believe that they should be using reclaimed water for all courses. This would greatly impact the water conservation in Tucson, and also require homes to have low flow toilets. That way, every time you flush a toilet, you're not using as much water as traditional toilets. And since we do receive most of our groundwater from rainstorms every year, which are very limited, these would be some great ideas to implement throughout the city and throughout Arizona. Now, at this time, do I have any questions or comments of what I've covered so far tonight? If we have no questions, then we'll keep on moving on. So a brief and review, what we covered today was a brief, explanation of what the Central Arizona Project is and what it provides to Arizona. And we went over the significant importance of the cap water for Arizona and some of the negative aspects. And at the end, we reviewed a little bit of, some conservation methods that we should implement throughout the state in order to conserve our groundwater. Some of the resources, if you guys want to know a little bit more about cap water, you can always visit cap-az.com for more information about the cap water project and what it's all about. On that website, they talk about their mission and vision and the importance of cap water in Arizona.